a comparison between a nation such as Judah or Israel. We talk about that a lot here on the broadcast. That would be a nation based upon the commitment that God had made to David. And it told him that his descendants would be on the throne of Israel for its entirety. And so you compare that to a nation such as the United States of America, which is not a nation that would have a ruler to say, well, it would be a person who is not necessarily a spiritual person or even a Christian. Even though the presidents that we have had in America have all claimed to be Christians. And it would be difficult up to this point for somebody who did not at least claim to be a Christian to be elected. But as trends are, and you see, well, that is a possibility in the future. So you say, okay, a person is not necessarily required to be a spiritual person to be the leader of a country. And so you say, well, how does that equate to a country that would want to find its way back to God? Well, the thing is that I believe that the person who leads has influence. And it's not to say that they can necessarily dictate, even though they have many abilities to do so, and they're very, very powerful. But the truth of the matter is that a person who has that great responsibility has such tremendous influence over the people, and I believe that they have the ability to lead a nation toward God or away from God. And the thing is that if a nation has found itself so far away from any spiritual identity or reality, in times of despair, where do you turn? And you say, well, do we? Well, I remember very, very well when we were attacked in 2001 on September the 11th, that in just a few days, the president called the nation to prayer, and they went there to the church there in Washington, D.C., and called out to God. And the people responded to that. And I believe that God responded to that. But what if there was no person who would say, hey, let's pray? Then where does that leave a nation? Well, there's always going to be those who believe, even if the nation itself doesn't even recognize a God or a deity. You see, that's where the responsibility comes to where it always is. And that's with the church. Because it was the church that Jesus said that the gates of hell shall not prevail. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.